everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Hey, this is EAJ Man from Autopsy Live and the Skype Pirates. When I want to make it look like I give a shit about sports, I tune into Sports World Radio with Jeff Escow.
Jeff
Doing my time. Doing my time. Got myself a problem.
from San Diego. It's Sports World Radio. You've never heard a sports show like this. Oh, no, you haven't.
Oh, blow me.
You got it.
Holy fucking shit.
What in the hell is your major malfunction?
Can't believe that goddamn son of a bitch did that fucking crap.
Don't give me any of your shit.
Right?
Yeah, that's right. Those are your hosts, Jeff Escow and Sean Mann. Remember, those who can't play sports, talk about it. These two tell it like it is. Tune into Sports World Radio for the fastest hour of sports of your life. So here they are, the douchebags of sports themselves, Jeff Escow and Sean Mann.
Well, how do you do, everybody, and welcome to Sports World Radio. That's right, we are back on the air. Wow, what a freaking week I just had. We'll get all into that in just a little bit. I am the host, Jeff Escow. It is Monday. We got a jam-packed show. But before we do that, let me get all the particulars out of the way. Let me tell everybody how they can listen to the damn show, how they can get in touch with us, all the good, fun stuff, and all that. All right? Listen, you're listening to Jeff Escow and Sean Mann on SportsWorldRadio.com. Or you're hanging out in our chat room. If you want to come and listen to us in our chat room, head on over to Spreaker.com. That's SPREAKER.com. Head on over there, right? And you can get a free account. Then type in Sports World Radio and come on over and hang out in our chat room. You can hang out in our chat room. Once you find Sports World Radio, the player will come up on the bottom. Look over to the right-hand side of the screen. Click the heart. Then click the little bubble next to the heart and start chatting your little hearts away. Bunch of people in the chat room. Our producer, program director's in there. Co-host is in there. Bunch of other people in there. Come on in and hang out in our chat room with us. 619-663-3715. 619-663-3715 is the number to get in touch with us here at Sports World Radio. Like our Facebook page over there at facebook.com/SportsWorldRadio. And also follow us at Twitter at twitter.com/SportsWorldRadio. I'll tell you what. Just go over to Google, type in Sports World Radio, and you'll find us everywhere. I guarantee it. And I can also guarantee one other thing. You've never heard of a sports show like this before in your freaking life. Look at our program director. He's so happy our freaking sports show is back. He can't freaking wait to get into it with me. I bet. I have no idea what's going to happen today on the show. Only the program director, Josh Lopez, and our co-host, Sean Mann, the Update Man, know what's going on. And speaking of Sean Mann, the Update Man, let's bring in that rat bastard right now. What's up, Sean? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, Jeff, and welcome everybody to Sport World Radio on this Monday, the 17th of November, 2014, 6:06 p.m. East Coast time, which is 3:06 p.m. West Coast time. We are live, we are rolling, and we are doing well. Weather right now, 38 degrees, sunshiny, but it's been pretty cold as of late. How are you, Jeff, and how's the weather in San Diego? And most importantly, how was your trip in New York City?
Well, of course, you know the weather out here it's freaking beautiful. It's 80 damn degrees, man. It's gorgeous. What do you think I live here for? It's sunny San Diego, for Jiminy Cricket's sakes, man. Come on, you know better than that. And you know what? It's cold where you live, right? Snowing, you said?
38 degrees. We might get some snow by the end of this week.
Well, you know what? That's what you get for living where you freaking live, all right? All right, pal? And for all my friends out there in New York, oh, I went back there last week, and you keep telling me it's cold, and that's what you get for living where you freaking live, you rat bastards. I'll tell you something, Sean. I had a freaking blast, dude. Okay? I nearly froze my ass off. Don't forget, coming back, when we come back from commercial break, we're going to have Nicholas with us, who joins us every Monday in the first hour. I told him I was going to bring him in after the first break of the show because I got things I need to do here on Sports World Radio right now. All right? So, to all my friends back east, What a freaking time. I'll tell you something. The airplane ride, and I hate to fly. I'm not a flyer. I can't stand it. But I went back there for that my 30-year high school reunion. Oy vey's, man. Makes me feel, Sean? Sean and Josh, my program director and producer of the show, and my co-host. I've been out of high school longer than you bastards been alive. That's number one. Okay?
Did you wear your jacket? What was it, that 1984 jacket?
Yeah, I took my Tappan High School jacket back there with me.
Cool. Good.
And everybody signed it. How about that? 30 freaking years later, all those sons of bitches are signing my jacket. And I'll tell you something. That wasn't even my idea. One of my friends from high school came up with the idea. Now, I'm going to do something. And I hope I get everybody, but I'm going to try my best. I'm going to say thank you to everybody. And I'm not going to use last names. I'm just going to give initials of last names. And I hope I get everybody. And if I don't, you know what? So sorry suck this, as we like to say out here in San Diego, in California. And for all my friends that are still living in New York and complain about the weather, ha, 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 ha. And if you guys want to come and hang out in our chat room, head on over to Spreaker.com. Get yourself a free account. Type in Sports World Radio and come on and hang out in our chat room. All you got to do is just click the little bubble right there on the bottom right, and you'll be right in our chat room with us. You guys will love it. Okay, so here we go. Jeannie A, Annie A, Vinny and J M, Vinny Y, Seal P, Lori R, Tara L, Kevin M, Sam E, Mike C, Rob P, Rick C, Todd S, Deirdre and Bobby M, Steve B, Andy G, Speck, Carolyn P, Fran and Sue S, Paula F, my friend Peckerhead, Maureen S, Lisa W, Mark S, Jude M, Gina D, Laura C, Lynn P, Marianne H, Matt W, John R, Merrill C, Karen H, Marla, Lisa S, Maureen M, Jill T, Nancy, Chris B, Wendell J, Mia M, Robert B, Jeff R, Michelle R, Kerry R, Michael G, Marla S, Susan P, Bill C, Lucy L, Mylene C, Louis F, Tom G, Rose A, Nancy C, Amy M, Andrew B. Now, I have some special announcements to say. To Bernadette T, thank you so much for all your help. Susan S, and Mike R, you guys rock. Thank you for all your help. Joe B, you too. Jeff F and Dorothy T, thank you for putting the whole thing together. We appreciate it. My buddy and good friend, Tommy N. Renee P, sorry. Bernadette M for helping me put this whole list together and for all the pictures she sent me so I could put the video together for everybody. And a special thank you for Maureen M and Hank H, the owners of the Whiskey Kitchen, for putting the event on for us. Thank you very much over there. And thank you for everybody that I got to see, and for the people who I didn't get to talk to, I'm sorry, but I had a blast at the event. I have my Tappan Zee jacket. I will be taking pictures of it and posting it on the TZ site on Facebook, and I will also be putting it in the video that I will be making of all the pictures. So if any of you guys that went to the reunion have pictures, please send them to me. Bernadette M and Bernadette T has sent a whole bunch of pictures to me Maureen sent a whole bunch of pictures to me. Anybody else, just ask for my email address and I will give it to you. And you can send me the pictures. I'm working on it. It's going to take me about a week or so to get the whole thing together, but it's going to be beautiful. Once again, I had a blast out there. I hope I get to see some of you guys out here in San Diego. I know Lucy said that she comes and hangs out in La Jolla a lot. Lucy, hit me up. I'll give you my email address. Come on, I'll show you San Diego the way it should be seen. Not the way you've probably seen it, but the way it should be seen from people who actually live here. Anybody else that comes out to San Diego, hit me up. I'd love to see you all out here. Remember, it's beautiful and sunny all year round. And I don't have to deal with the winter like you guys do. Hey, we're going to run to our first commercial break. On the other side of the commercial break, we were going to bring in our good friend Nicholas Spiva, otherwise known as Nicholas Turturro, who plays on Blue Bloods. Just joking. And we're going to talk about all the games that happened on Sunday and get into tonight's game as well with Nicholas Turturro. You listen to Jeff Eskow and Sean Mann on
Sports World Radio.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Stay fire safe this winter. Turn portable heaters off when you go to bed or leave the room. Keep anything that can burn at least 3 feet away. Plug portable heaters directly into wall outlets. Inspect and replace damaged cords, broken outlets, or loose connections. Use portable heaters with an automatic shutoff so that if they tip over, they turn off. Only use portable heaters approved by a recognized testing laboratory. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Did you know that just 30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease? For every hour of regular, vigorous exercise, you gain 2 hours of life expectancy. So start walking for yourself and for your heart. Start walking with your family. You'll feel better. Start walking in your community. You'll lead happier and healthier lives. Start walking. Start something. Join the movement today. For more information on the American Heart Association's START program, visit startwalkingnow.org and start walking. Start something.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Be fire safe during the holidays. Only use decorations that are non-flammable or flame retardant. Check holiday lights each year for frayed wires or excessive wear, and do not link more than 3 strands. Never leave a burning candle unattended. Consider using battery-operated flameless candles which look and smell like real candles. If your celebration includes a natural tree, keep it away from any heat source or exit. Water your tree daily to keep it from becoming dry. Learn more at usfa.fema.gov. This message brought to you by FEMA. Home fires occur most often in winter. Keep anything that can catch fire at least 3 feet from heating equipment. And never use an oven to heat your home. Stay in the kitchen when frying, grilling, or broiling food. Turn space heaters off when you leave the room or go to bed. Make sure all vents are clear of snow and ice to allow carbon monoxide to vent outside. Have your furnace, heating system, and chimneys serviced each year by a qualified professional. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
What kind of person gets to work in the sunshine instead of an office? This kind of person. I am the new way to work. I do have an office. I'm just not chained to it. It's a Regis office at one of the nicest addresses in the city. I don't have a lease, so I don't have to budget for stuff like phones, IT guys, and artwork for the lobby. Instead, I pay one low monthly rate that gives me a beautiful lobby that impresses my clients, a friendly receptionist, a fully furnished office, a place to meet, and a place to brainstorm with my fellow New Way to Workers. We wonder why more people don't realize that the new way to work is the best way to work. I come here because I want to, not because I have to. I am the new way to work, and I'd like you to join me.
Start now and get 1 month free. Call 1-800-OFFICES or visit regis.com/TV.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Eskow, the host, alongside me always, Sean Mann, the update man. Now, always coming in with us every Monday in the first hour of the show, our good friend Nicholas Spiva, who I like to call Nicholas Turturro. I just finished watching a really killer episode of Blue Bloods, buddy.
Was I on there? Or did I do pretty good?
Yeah, that was the one. That's the bitter end one. The last 2 episodes of the second season.
I can't remember that. I've been on there a couple times since then. But
Yeah,
I've been working up. I haven't been on there lately, so I'm kind of disappointed.
How you been, buddy?
I've been doing good.
Yeah?
Just enjoying these last few weeks of football.
So you were telling me when we were on hold waiting to come back from the commercial break, you're enjoying some of these pictures that all my friends are posting.
Yeah, I saw a few of them on your old on your Facebook site. Looks like you guys are having a fantastic time.
Yeah, no, I'm you know me, I normally don't keep my Facebook on. Right? I normally don't keep my Facebook on when we're doing the show, right? But I had to today. All my friends are just typing. I'm on the TZ class of 1984 page on Facebook right now. Everybody's just typing in. That was cool. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You got it, guys. No problem. No problem. I had a great time. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, yeah, and there's a lot more pictures to come. Thanks to Bernadette M. She sent me a whole bunch of pictures. Bernadette T sent me a whole bunch of pictures. Dorothy's sending me a whole bunch of pictures. Everybody's sending me all their pictures, so I'm going to make a video of all the pictures. So all the pictures are in one spot. I'm going to make a video out of it. I'm going to put it on the TZ page on Facebook. Take me about a week, but it'll be pretty cool. Yeah, that jacket still freaking fits me 30 years later. How about that, dude?
Hey, you're looking good. How about that hat, too? Is that the one you got free at the old Padres game?
Hey, you know me too well, don't you, Nick?
Was that it? That looks good.
That's the one. That's the hat the same week that they did the Tony Gwynn tribute.
Yeah, I thought it looked familiar. Yeah, you're looking pretty sharp there.
Yeah, a whole bunch of girls were wearing the hat. I have all the pictures. People, 30 years. I've had this jacket for 30-plus years, and now it's signed by everybody. And in fact, I have it in the studio with me right now. Look, I'll bang it on the mic. See, that's one of the sleeves right there. I have it in the studio with me right now, man. I'm very proud of this jacket. Look at Spec puts a heart on there for me. People writing on my sleeve. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. I'm gonna take a picture of a couple of pictures of it with all the signatures on it. I'm gonna stick it in the video as well. Those people down at Tappan Zee High School 30-year reunion. Holy freaking moly! It was awesome. Thank you guys very much. Sorry I'm eating some of your time up, Nick. We'll make it up and we'll keep you on a little longer. No big deal.
Oh, no
All right,
problem.
So what do you say we talk some freaking sports over here? Wild,
all right, we got
wild weekend, right, Sean? We had a wild sports weekend, and Nicholas, when we were on hold, also said, "What's with everybody picking Jacksonville?"
I thought that was kind of funny. I was laughing at you guys. I did say that the Cowboys would struggle against Washington, which they lost.
Right.
But I wasn't too concerned about Jacksonville. They got their act together. Tony Romo got back in the game.
Did you get
Des Bryant looked unstoppable.
How many points did you get this week in our fantasy football league?
Not many. I had a bad weekend. I think I had like 6.
Everybody had a bad freaking weekend.
All these upsets. I mean, holy mackerel. What's the deal?
I'm looking at it right now. The only person, nobody got double-digit points in our Pick'em League this week. Ebo got 9. I got 8. Okay?
And I was enjoying a 2-point lead on you for 1 week.
And Double A got 8. GF6 got 7. Deathman got 7. Kenny got 7. Schmedley got 7. Gary got 7. Andrew got 7. You got 6. Encyclopedia Man got 6. Ron got 6. Everybody else got 6 until even pick them like to win. You know what? I'm kind of liking what the league looks like now because what did I move up into 7th place?
Yeah, 7.
Yeah, I'm kind of digging that, man. I'm in 7th place right now. Schmedley's in 1st. The man who's been bragging his ass off all year long. Man, Baltimore Ravens are going to win the Super Bowl there all year long. He was in 1st place almost the entire season. Is now in 12th. Nah, poo-poo, Adrian. Go suck it.
All right, he dropped in 12th place. Here's what we got for yesterday's game. The first game we get to. Hey, Josh, I did this for you, buddy. Congratulations. The Chicago Bears, they finally won their first home game yesterday, defeating the Minnesota Vikings, Jeff and Nicholas, 20-13 yesterday. What did you both think of that game? Nick, what did you think?
Well, I didn't watch the game. I was watching Red Zone, so I watched a little bit of it. But, I thought it was going to be the same old Bears with they got down 10 quick to Minnesota. Then they came back, but Jay Cutler threw 2 more interceptions. I don't know about that guy. I don't know. He doesn't get the flack Tony Romo gets, and he's nowhere near as good as Romo. and they just signed him to a huge extension, and he over 30 as well. They may have a problem with their quarterback situation in the few years to come.
Jay Cutler yesterday, Jeff, he was 31 of 43, passed for 330 yards, 3 touchdown passes, and 2, like Nick said, interceptions. Teddy Bridgewater, he was 18 of 28, 158 yards, 1 touchdown pass, and 1 interception. But this was a game that was big for the Chicago Bears. They know very well that they needed to win this game to have a chance to have a shot at the NFC wild card.
Even though they won, they stink. And you know who stinks worse than them?
Who?
The New York freaking Giants. That's right. I'm a Giant fan, and I said it. They stink.
They do stink. They're terrible.
They're terrible.
That's the next game we'll get
thank
to
you
right
very
now.
much.
49ers, Giants.
You freaking hump. Thank you very much.
I just wanted to get it out of the way.
I didn't even get to see
I was hoping you
game.
say that game for last, so we could celebrate it a little better.
Let's get it out of the way because all the people in New York are still listening. Get it out of the freaking way.
All right. Eli Manning yesterday, 22 of 45, 280 yards, 1 touchdown pass, and here was the big one.
5 interceptions?
5 interceptions. He threw 5 of them.
You suck, Eli Manning. That's right. I'm a Knick fan and I'm a Giant fan, and I'm saying it. You suck. So do the Knicks.
And there's a rumor. Actually, I don't know if it's a rumor, but do you all think that Tom Coughlin will be fired as Giants head coach?
It's not his fault. It's not his fault. They're changing the offense, man.
I don't know. He's got 1 year left on his contract. I think you got to give him another year.
He's got to go. Is he going to go in as a lame duck?
How about this? I was talking about Frank this morning, Jeff. I want to get your take on Eli Manning. I think Frank said he has 1 year left on his contract. He'll be 35. Are they going to re-sign him, or are they going to draft? If they keep losing like this, they'll have a top 10 in the draft. They're going to get a top quarterback.
It's a brand new offense, and they don't have all the right pieces for the puzzle yet.
But still, Eli Manning's get up there in age. He'll be 35 when his contract's over.
35 already?
I believe so.
No, come on. That's old. He's not 35 already, is he?
He's been around forever. That's what I thought he was 35. I could be wrong. I might need some help with that. But when his contract's up, that is. I'm not saying he's 35 now. I think his contract's up is 2015, 2016?
Josh,
so he'll be 35 at the end of his contract. Do you still sign him to a huge deal, or do you get somebody else to replace him?
How old is his brother? How old is Peyton?
He's about, 38?
And he's still going.
He's still going, and then I think Eli's like 34, 33 years old.
But still, you give him a huge contract when he's struggling. He's thrown interceptions. He's been a turnover machine the last couple of years. Even though they've gone to the Super Bowl, he's still not taking care of the ball like Peyton Manning does, even though Peyton Manning had a terrible game yesterday.
Josh says in the chat room, Cutler over Eli all day with his 5 interceptions a week. Loving expletive. So San Francisco, they did well. They held the Giants. New York had a chance to get the ball in the end zone, but the 5th interception was very costly for a Giants team that's now 3-7 overall. They will host the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday Night Football on NBC next weekend.
Woohoo! Big freaking whoopee. Gotta watch him get smacked.
Hey, it's still a rivalry game. Anything can happen in those games.
Ay, vase me. You guys are driving me. No wonder why I have no more hair on my freaking head. Between them and the Knicks, I got no hair in my head, and all the hair on my face is gray. Those freaking rat bastards, man.
So San Francisco 6-4. Way I look at the 49ers, Jeff and Nick, I see them as an NFC wildcard team. It's going to be very tight, though, with Seattle in that division. And, of course, Atlanta still kind of hanging in there, too. So anything is possible with 2 big wildcard spots available for 2 teams that have to travel on the road coming up in January. Another game that we get to, we go to the AFC. The Kansas City Chiefs, this was a good game.
How about
hosted
that?
The Seattle Seahawks.
How about that, huh? How about that? You know what was a really good game? It really freaked me out, and I was shocked, and I bet you everybody in our Pick'em League lost that game. How many people picked St. Louis to beat Denver?
Not me.
Exactly.
Nobody
That was
did.
a surprise.
It
goes back to the Denver not having a running game. They're terrible in running game. They had 3 huge injuries yesterday. They're going to be lucky to go far in the playoffs. if they make it that far.
Yeah, Nick, I watched the game yesterday. It was on CBS yesterday. I watched the whole game. Peyton Manning threw one touchdown pass, 2 interceptions, 34 of 54, 389 yards passing yesterday. But Denver was awful. Those 2 picks that I mentioned, they were costly. And then Denver was going for it on 4th down. They were 0 for 3 on 4th down yesterday. And so now they're 2 for 9 on the season. Denver better be careful because right now they're at the point where, sure, they could win the AFC West division, but they still know that Kansas City's right there and San Diego is right there, and anything can happen in that AFC West division. Remember, it took the Broncos a while to overtake the Chiefs last year, and I can't wait till Denver goes to Kansas City and plays Wild Arrowhead Stadium.
How about that Emmanuel Sanders hit? They called the penalty on that, and that was a legal hit. It was shoulder pad to shoulder pad, and they said it was a helmet-to-helmet hit. That's just getting frustrating. It's watching these games when you can clearly see it as shoulder pad to shoulder pad, and these guys getting penalized for these great hits.
It's driving me bananas, man. I'm telling you something. It's driving me nuts. That was a clear legal hit. How much more of a legal hit do you want it to be, you freaking rat bastards? And you're throwing a flag on it? What the hell's the matter with you people?
I know. It's frustrating. I just every time you see a big hit, you look for the flag, even though it's legal. They still throw the flag, and you know what? I guess they're trying to cover themselves because I guess the officials get graded as well. But still, it's frustrating to watch this over and over again.
Josh, here's what they say in the chat room. Double A goes, let's see, he's talking about baseball. We'll get to that in a sec. Josh goes, Peyton Manning is irking me off with my fantasy team, 7.5 points. Are you kidding me? And then Ebo goes, Eli has less interceptions than Cutler. Just saying.
Where are you seeing that at, you freaking hump?
Because he's playing another fantasy football to gain some points for his team.
Hey, Ebo's in the chat room. Oh, look at her. Wow, our defending champion in our Pick'em League happens to give us her presence. Oh, my God.
Before we go to the second commercial break, Jeff, I got to talk to you both about the Rams real quickly. How about that? They beat Seattle, they beat San Francisco, and now they beat Denver. I'm sure Jeff Fisher's saying, look, we may not go to the playoffs, but let's just beat the heck out of all the good teams that are going to be there.
They keep winning like that, they might end up in the freaking playoffs. Hey, before we run to break, because we're going to run to our second commercial break, I want to say hello to somebody. Because I know she's listening right now, and I feel really bad. Because at the reunion, we never got to talk to each other. Never got to talk to each other, and she didn't get to sign my jacket. So I'm going to mention her again because she said she got too late and she didn't know if she got to hear everything. So, hey, Renee P., how you doing, girl? I know you're listening, and I wish we got to talk. We're going to have to talk on the phone. We're running to a quick commercial break. Anybody want to call in and talk sports with us? 619-663-3715, 619-663-3715. Renee P., I'm sorry again. We'll talk soon. Keep listening. You're listening to Jeff Escow Showman and Nicholas Spiva on
Sports World Radio.
We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Man Manual. Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think. Synergistic integration. Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports World Radio. The guys and I are having a blast on hold, waiting to come back on the air while you guys listen to the freaking commercials. We're having a blast. Can't tell you what we're talking about because it wouldn't be right. But we're having a blast back here, just to let you know. All right, Sean, where we going next?
Okay, a game we didn't get a chance to talk very much about. You know, Denver is tied with Kansas City. We talk about the Chiefs. How about them beating Seattle yesterday? I did watch that game. Seattle had a chance to go ahead 27-24. And I tell you, anytime the Chiefs are starting to return the tradition, Jeff and Nick, of the Chief teams of the 90s. They are just so tough to beat at Arrowhead Stadium.
Yeah, they are. And then Alex Smith, he didn't pass the ball very much, but Jamal Charles he's unbelievable. He's going to be another Pro Bowl player. He's a great running back. They're looking good. And how about Marshawn Lynch? Not going to halftime, not going to the locker room for halftime, sitting out in the stands or on the field, getting treatment out on the field. I think there's something wrong with Seattle. They're not a team.
It's time for him to go.
Like you see with these other teams.
It's time for the head coach to go.
Pete Carroll?
Pete Carroll might be out of there sooner than you thinkage.
And I've heard that they're not going to re-sign Marshawn Lynch. They're going to
that's
frustrated
smart.
with him.
Yeah, that's smart. They won your Super Bowl last year, and you're not going to sign Marshawn Lynch. Yeah, that's pretty smart, you jackasses.
Seattle, you're right, Nick, that when we think about the way the Seahawks have played, they do not look like the Seattle Seahawks from last year. The only way they'll turn it around is if they start winning games. And, of course, that comes with a big game and a big test next weekend against the team that's leading the NFC West, and that's the Arizona Cardinals. Seattle better be prepared. If they drop another one, it's going to be very, very tough for Seattle just to get in there, even as an NFC wildcard team, like a 5th seed or the last seed, which is the 6th seed.
Right now, Seattle's sitting at 8 in total playoffs behind San Francisco and Dallas.
That's
tied
great.
at 6-4, tied with San Francisco.
Don't get me started on that freaking team.
And they still have to play Arizona twice, don't they? Seattle?
No.
Don't they play Arizona this weekend?
Yep, Seattle hosts the Arizona Cardinals this weekend, and I can't wait for NFL Real Talk, and we go over that game on
NFL
Saturday.
Real Talk this Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Western. Hey, Tommy, you freaking Dallas Cowboy fan, you freaking hump.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with the Cowboys.
You too, you freaking hump, Nicholas.
Just because your Giants stink this year,
Giants
take it out on the
stink,
Cowboy
so I got to
fans.
take it out on the Cowboys. That's right. I was so positive that the Cowboys were going to lose to Jacksonville in New England.
Oh, I know you're hoping for that because you get a
Why?
big laugh out of that.
I don't know.
What would give you the
Why
thought
not?
that they would lose to Jacksonville?
Why not?
They're a much improved team.
They stink.
They're doing well. They may not make this. I don't think they're gonna make it to the Super Bowl by any means. But you know what? I'm enjoying this while I can.
You better.
I don't get many of these good seasons like this.
You better, because they're far and few between, my friend.
I know. Tell me about it.
Okay.
My Cowboys in college are stinking up the place. So all I have this year is the Dallas Cowboys. So
you got nothing. You're getting screwed all the way around, aren't you?
Hey, I'm just happy at 7-3.
Yeah, you predict
they'll probably win 10 games this year.
Well, that's not what you said at the beginning of the year. You said
I
they were going to go at 8-8. So
That's
according to your schedule, they can only win 2 more games, which I'm kind of happy with too.
I don't. I'll be wrong. I don't care if I'm wrong as long as they improve. That doesn't bother me. I was wrong before.
Can't stand that Jerry Jones, that freaking hump.
Josh says the Cowboys choking will start on Thanksgiving when they play against the Philadelphia Eagles. And
Are you kidding me? They're going to spank. Are you kidding me? They're going to spank the Eagle. They're going to spank the Eagles. You know why? Because Mark Sanchez is their quarterback now. Come on.
I'll get to that game in a sec. But speaking of this game, Jeff, hey, Gary, one arm, where are you, buddy? Huh? Where are you, Gary? Where are you, Gary? Redskins losing 27-7 to the Buccaneers yesterday.
Way to go,
I was
you
thinking of
freaking
Gary, and
humps.
he never tagged me at all yesterday.
Gary's in hiding. Way to go, you freaking Washington Redskins. I pick you to win. You can't even do that, you freaking bastards. The hell's the matter with you? Against the Tampa Bay freaking Bucket. What the frick? God.
The Redskins lose 27-20. Nick, what did you think? 27-7. What did you think of this game, Nick, between the Buccaneers and Redskins?
I'm with Jeff. I picked him to win. I picked Washington to win. I thought they were doing well. And then you have Robert Griffin III stinking up the place again. And then he throws his teammates under the bus.
He's not
did you hear what he said? He says it takes 11 men, Griffin said.
Yeah.
It doesn't take one guy, and that's proven. If you look at all the good teams in this league, the great quarterbacks, the Peytons, the Aaron Rodgers, those guys don't play well if their guys don't play well. They don't. We need everybody. I need every one of these guys in that locker room, and then they're looking at me saying the same thing.
He stinks.
I've never liked Robert Griffin III. He never takes blame for himself. He always is just blaming other people. When he played at Baylor, OSU Cowboys played him 3 times, beat him by at least 35 every single game. He comes out every game and says the better team did not win. We gave the game away. They lose by at least 35 every game, and he comes out and just says, well, we didn't play good today. We let them win every game. I don't like the guy, and I hope he falls flat on his face.
Everybody
stink.
Actually, what Gary tagged me on for Facebook, he said this: Colt McCoy is the answer for the Washington Redskins. He's the future for Washington.
The crowd was chanting Colt McCoy.
You want to know something,
Yeah.
Gary? At the beginning of the season, you were touting freaking RG3 this, RG3 that. Now you're Colt McCoy. You know what? You're just as bad as Skip freaking Bayless.
Thinking I don't know anything about football, and how Gary says, listen to me when I tell you shit, Sean. That's what he said to me a few weeks ago when I was watching the Redskins Cowboys. I was like, oh my gosh.
Patricia F., thanks for listening in, girl. I had a blast hanging out with you. Go ahead.
Did you hear what Jay Gruden said earlier in the week?
What did he say?
He said they were. I believe he said they were a couple plays from being away from being 7-2.
A couple of plays, yeah, okay.
Maybe a couple players.
Yeah, a couple of players and maybe a couple of games. A couple of plays, my ass. Okay, what are you, Skip Bayless?
The next game we get to, the AFC North leading Cleveland Browns, they had a rough day yesterday. They lose 23-7 to the Houston Texans.
Wow, I didn't expect that. I picked Cleveland. This is another game I lost. I picked Cleveland to win.
Picked Cleveland too.
Ryan Mallett, how good did that guy look?
He benched
Holy
Ryan
cow.
Fitzpatrick. The Texans did.
95.3 quarterback rating.
Who?
20 of 30.
Who?
211 yards. Ryan Mallett?
Who?
He sat behind Brady for what, 1 or 2 years?
Ryan Mallett?
Yeah.
Yep.
Who's he quarterbacking for?
Houston.
The Houston Texans.
I'm going to say it again. Who?
Hey, he might do pretty good. He played at Arkansas. I saw him play 2 years at Arkansas.
In Houston?
Yeah, he plays for Houston. He got traded this year. Like at the trade deadline?
What happened to the other guy? What's up, Ed?
Mountain Man, he got benched.
Mountain Man got benched?
Yeah.
Mean the guy that left freaking Buffalo to go to Houston.
Yeah.
Fitzgerald, right?
Fitzgerald.
Fitzpatrick,
Fitzpatrick.
right? Fitzpatrick. And now they benched him. They brought him in there just to be the quarterback. Now they benched him, and they brought in who?
They brought in Mallett.
You never heard of him?
Never heard of him
Mallett.
before.
Ryan
That's why I'm
Mallett.
going to keep saying who?
Ryan Mallett. And the
Like
Texans win. But here's the thing, Nick, though, as we go on. 5-5 the Houston Texans are, and the Browns dropped to 6-4. With Houston, though, Nick, can they have a chance to get into the playoffs as a wild card? It's going to be very tough with Indianapolis.
So they're sitting at 11 right now. They're behind Cleveland. They're behind Pittsburgh. They're behind Baltimore, and they're all behind San Diego. All of those teams I just mentioned are 6-4, and they're 5-5.
Thank God the freaking Chargers won yesterday. I would have had a heart attack if they lost to freaking Raiders, man.
Josh said, Skippy said Manziel should be the starting quarterback for the ongoing future.
I think Skippy should be shot in his freaking head. Can't stand Manziel, get the hell out of here. You know something? Let me ask you a question. Did Cleveland win yesterday, you jackass?
No,
Did Cleveland win yesterday?
No, he didn't.
Cleveland lost yesterday?
Cleveland lost to the Houston Texans, the game we're going over.
I think I picked Cleveland.
I picked Cleveland, too.
I did, too. I thought they would win. I really thought they would take care of business.
I got to see who I picked. I'm so confused. I got all these things going on my computer. You people are trying to go.
It's a short trip.
The next game we
Hold
get
on a sec.
to-
Yeah, 23-7. Now he's barking that he wants Manziel. Just sit there and shut up.
Skippy Bayless would probably be like, yeah, I know what I'm talking about.
You don't know what you're
Manziel
talking about.
Is the wave of the future for the
Yeah, okay. Right. Manziel. You want Manziel. First of all, you said that Manziel was going to take the Cowboys to the Super Bowl. What the hell's the matter with you?
No, we don't want Manziel. Stay away.
Howie said that Cleveland and Dallas will match for the Super Bowl in February.
Wouldn't that be something if that happened? If the stars aligned and Dallas Cleveland Super Bowl? What a Super Bowl that would be.
Dallas and Cleveland. If that, you know something? Because the way the NFL is right now, who knows what the hell's going to happen? If that happens, if that happens, if Cleveland and Dallas are in the Super Bowl, okay, here we go. You ready, Sean?
Ready.
If that happens, I'm not doing Sports World Radio no more. I'm putting the show on the line.
You're putting the show on
I've
the
done
line.
it a million times, haven't I, Sean?
You've done it lots of times.
And
yep.
every time we're still freaking here, aren't we, Sean?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, maybe you're jinxing. Don't jinx us. Don't jinx the Cowboys like that. They didn't do anything to you.
Yes, they did.
They haven't beaten the Giants yet.
I don't care. They're winning. That's not good. Okay? I'm putting a show on the line, and every time I put the show on the line, we're still doing it. So here we go again, Sean. You ready?
Ready.
If there's a snowball's hell in chance that the Cowboys and the Browns are in the Super Bowl, we got a big problem, my friend. But that's not going to happen because I know it's not going to happen. I'm telling you it's not going to happen.
It probably won't happen. There's a good chance it's not going to happen, but man, there's always a chance. You never know. Like you said, this season has been crazy. Crazy season.
It's been unbelievable, hasn't it? It's been the wackiest freaking season. Whoever expected St. Louis to beat beat Denver? Who would have expected them to beat
NFL,
Seattle
anything
or
is
whoever?
possible.
Yeah.
You know what it reminds me of?
nuts.
Do you guys watch Seinfeld?
Yes.
It reminds me of Bizarro Seinfeld.
Yes. It
That's
does.
exactly what this reminds me of. You think teams are going to be good, they stink, and the teams you think are going to stink, they're actually good.
Yes.
It's crazy.
And on that note, we got to run to our first
update.
of the day.
The first update of the day is brought to you by shirtshopper.net. Now listen, boys and girls, all you sports fanatics out there, head on over to shirtshopper.net. Put your cursor over the sports tab. Drop-down box will come. Pick NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, NHL, WWE. Go there, pick your favorite team, and get your team shirt from shirtshopper.net today. That's shirtshopper.net. Take it away, Sean Mann, with the first update of the day.
All right, Jeff, thank you very much, and welcome everybody to the first of two updates for Sports World Radio. We're going to start off with the National Basketball Association. Lots of games to get to, 9 of them to be exact. The Dallas Mavericks at the Hornets. The Denver Nuggets taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Phoenix Suns at the Boston Celtics. Miami Heat at the Brooklyn Nets. Orlando Magic at the Detroit Pistons. Houston Rockets at the Memphis Grizzlies. That's a big Western Conference matchup. Both teams looking good. Philadelphia 76ers, who remain winless, 0-9 at the San Antonio Spurs tonight. The New Orleans Pelicans at the Portland Trailblazers. And lastly, it'll be the Chicago Bulls taking on the Los Angeles Clippers. In the National Hockey League, there is one game for tonight. The Tampa Bay Lightning at the New York Rangers. In Major League Baseball, Giancarlo Stanton has agreed to a 13-year, $325 million contract to remain with the Miami Marlins. In other baseball news, third baseman Pablo Sandoval is in Boston to meet with the Boston Red Sox. He is choosing between two teams, either the Boston Red Sox or the San Francisco Giants. Robinson Cano broke a toe in Japan. He's out 3 to 4 weeks. Morneau is to lead the All-Stars to their first win in Japan, as John Farrell is manager there in Japan for the Japanese World Series. For Sports World Radio, I'm Sean Mann. This update was brought to you by ShirtShopper.net. Coming back from the commercial break, we've got more sports talk with Jeff Eskow, Nicholas Spiva, and Sean Mann. Be right back after the update.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family.
We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, "Is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us." And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too.
Don't wait until it's too late. Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Eskow, Sean Mann, and Nicholas Spiva, who joins us each and every Monday in the first hour of the show. That's right, I said first hour because this show here is done every Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. on the East, for 2 hours, 3 p.m. on the West. And if you live in the Central,
figure it out for yourself.
You got in there before Nicholas did. I knew you were going to do that.
Hey, it's 5 o'clock in the Central.
Yeah, but I don't live there, so screw them. Hey, what time in the mountain?
Who knows?
Who cares?
Who cares?
There my boys are. That's right. Hey, let me ask you guys a question.
Mm-hmm.
Especially Sean, because he's on the same time zone as me.
Yeah.
The show starts at daylight, right? For you?
Right.
When the show is over, is it dark for you?
Yes, it
That
is dark, and I
stinks.
can't stand short days.
That stinks. You know me, because my sleeping habits are all screwed up. I don't go to bed till 3, 4, 5 in the morning anyway, right? I wake up at noon. I only get 5 hours of freaking daylight. If I wake up any later than that, I'm screwed. I hardly ever see daylight during the winter, because you know me, I sleep sometimes till 2 in the afternoon. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I have crazy sleeping habits. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, you and me both, man. Even when I was in New York, When I was in, because out here I sleep from like around 3, 4, 5 till noon, 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, right? That's like, 6, 7 in the morning to like 3, 4 in the afternoon, New York time, right? I was sleeping that way when I was in New York. How crazy is that? I kept my sleeping habits the way I slept here in San Diego, but I was doing it in New York, so I was up all night, every freaking night, man. How crazy is that?
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Kinda
So I know how you feel.
Kind of sucked. But what are you going to do?
The next game that we get to, 53 minutes after the hour, Jeff and Nick, how about this one? The Atlanta Falcons go into Carolina and beat the Panthers 19-17.
That was a close game. Did everybody pick Falcons there?
I believe I picked Carolina. I didn't do very well for the early games. Nick, who did you pick between Atlanta and Carolina?
I think I took Atlanta. I think I did. I thought they would finally wake up. And how about that? They're in the first place.
I took Atlanta in that game.
Well, just how do you think? Another thing is that the Falcons are also trying to fight for Mike Smith, who may lose his coaching job this year because they are 4-6. I thought they're going to lose him. They're going to be done. They're 2-6. They're over with. But some way and somehow the Falcons are just trying to figure out a way to win that division.
There's going to be a lot of coaches losing their jobs this year.
Well, if you look how bad the NFC South standings are, you got Atlanta that's 4-6, New Orleans is 4-6, Carolina is 3-7, and Tampa Bay is 2-8. This reminds me of the NFC North from last year when the Packers went 8-7-1, and I think the Bears they went 7-9.
You know what?
So it's just an awful division. The NFC South.
You know what?
How about the NFC West from a couple of years ago when Seattle was
7-9, and they
7-9,
the division, and they won a playoff game.
Yeah, they beat the Saints.
And you know what was funny too, Nick? Jeff put the show up if the Seahawks would have beat the Bears, but the Bears won that, so that's why Jeff always puts the show on.
You know what? I wish the Giants were in that division. They only be one game out. You know?
Hey, let me ask you guys a question. What do you think about reseeding in the playoffs?
That stinks.
You don't want? You think that a team with a losing record should host the home game?
Oh,
That
no. That's a big idea.
I don't like that.
You don't like it?
No, I don't like that. Hey, Double A, you better hope and pray that Mark Sanchez plays well. Otherwise, Dallas is going to end up winning that division.
Yeah, so that's one game. The Falcons, of course, in first place. How about the team that dropped to 4-6 and tied with Atlanta? The Saints lose another game at home. They are 3-2 overall. They got destroyed by the Cincinnati Bengals, Jeff, 27-10. I went with the Saints in this game.
I did too. I took the Saints. Well, the only way the Bengals could go this week is up after last week's debacle.
I picked Cincinnati.
What's his name? Dalton had a 0.2 quarterback rating last week? Had to do better this week.
He played horrible against the Cleveland Browns when they lost 24-3, and then he comes back and he goes into another loud place, which is the Superdome, and he passed very well yesterday, keeping the Bengals' playoff hopes alive pretty much, and being right behind Cleveland in the AFC North.
Yeah, right now they're Cincinnati's in first. But I guess they got about winning percentage when you have a tie, because they're at 65%, and everybody else is at 600. So I guess the tie in this case actually helps Cincinnati.
The Saints, they of course are 30. Drew Brees yesterday was 33 of 41. Jeff, 255 yards, 1 touchdown pass, no interceptions. They did have 1 turnover in the game. Saw something where Drew Brees was just fed up with it. It was just a long day, Jeff and Nick, for the Saints, and this was a big loss for them. They could have been ahead of Atlanta in that NFC South division, but now they're 4-6 and tied with Atlanta.
It's a long day for a lot of teams yesterday.
And your man, though, Jeff, Andy Dalton, and of course your dark horse team, the Bengals. I'm going to say, Jeff, you probably picked the Bengals in this game against the Saints.
Yes, I did.
And that has to anger KC. You don't see Kenny C anywhere.
No, he's not around. You don't see anybody that lose. The only teams that lose that show up are me and you. Everybody else don't show
That's
up,
right.
man, except for Josh. I got to throw Josh in there because he shows up whether the Bears win or lose, too.
I show up when my Cowboys lose.
Yeah, but you only show up once a week. I could do that blindfolded.
Sure.
Right?
Another late game yesterday. The Arizona Cardinals, Nick. How about this? 9-1 the Cardinals are, 6-0 at home. They beat a very good and very tough Detroit Lions team 14-6. And Josh, I know that's going to help the Bears out a little bit, but the NFC North, that's a crazy division too. With the Lions being there, right with the Green Bay Packers, but they lost a big game yesterday.
Hey, Sean, who would have thunk that the Arizona Cardinals are the best team in football?
I don't think anybody did. You know, this is the best start for the Cardinals at 9-1, Jeff and Nick. And I looked at a stat since 1948.
9-1. That's freaking nuts, man.
They're playing great. They have a great defense. And Drew Stanton kept them going. I mean, 306 yards yesterday. He threw 2 interceptions, but still played a heck of a game.
They play Seattle next week.
I think they're going to beat Seattle.
That's going to be a big game, and I think Arizona has a big advantage going in there. Seattle's got major problems.
And like I said, that Arizona defense is a great defense. I don't know what Seattle can do against them. I think this could be the Arizona's game to win. And they could get home field advantage. So, I mean, if they keep it up, Green Bay will have to go to Arizona.
Question is there any team that can challenge Arizona? That's the big question. Is there anybody in the NFC that can challenge them come playoff time? Nick, I don't know. Dallas, they played them and didn't look very good. Philadelphia lost a heartbreaker there. San Diego lost the opener of the NFL season in Arizona.
Yeah, and Dallas was without Tony Romo. That made a big difference. They just looked horrible that game. But if you look at their schedule, they go to Seattle. They go to Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
They play Kansas City at Kansas City. That'll be a tough game. And they play St. Louis, at St. Louis, Seattle at home, and then at San Francisco.
Question is, can they go 15-1? That would be amazing, especially for a Cardinal team nobody even picked at the beginning of the season. I didn't. We all made our picks. We all had Arizona right at the bottom. It would be like San Francisco and Seattle battling it out. Except Josh made the 49ers become 6-10.
San Francisco may be the test, and Kansas City will be a test, and of course Seattle. But they're looking pretty good. They have a great defense, and defense wins championships. That's all they need. They need a great defense, and if Drew Stanton can keep it up, they'll be okay.
The only one loss they had, of course, was against the Denver Broncos, and that was in Denver, Colorado. That was week number 5.
If you know what I think about ifs, right? If my mother had balls, she would have been my father. If. You know that. And on that note, we're going to run to our top of the hour break. We're going to keep Nicholas just for a little bit longer. We'll be right back after this quick break. Hey, Gina D, thanks for listening. You're listening to Jeff Eskow, Sean Mann, and Nicholas Spiva on
Sports World Radio.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't wait until it's too late.
Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Hey, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Pascal, Sean Mann, and Nicholas Spiva. We're keeping him a little longer than usual because I had to do some things at the beginning of the show, so I ate up some time. So we're going to make it back to him. All right, Sean, where are we going next, you hump?
All right, the next game that we get to in the NFL, that would be the San Diego Chargers hosting the Oakland Raiders, with the Chargers winning 13-6. And I was thinking of you, Jeff, the whole entire
I was watching
time.
that game, and you want to know something?
Man.
I'm watching that game, and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Why are you playing down to these schmucks?
They did in the first game, too.
Yeah, I don't get that. They seem to do it all the time against crappy teams.
Especially the Oakland Raiders. And if you have to remember this, the Raiders have were very close twice to beating San Diego. First matchup, 28-24. The Chargers, actually 31-28, the Chargers beating the Raiders in Oakland, and then this one 13-6, and I thought, oh, Jeff is not liking this at all.
Yeah, it was a rough weekend for you, Jeff. Watching football.
They were playing down to those guys, man. I was like, what the hell's the matter with you?
But it's also a rivalry game. It's a division game, and those games are tough games. They're tougher than I think they're tougher than a regular game. You saw it with Washington, Dallas. I don't know what it is about those rivalry games, but there's something with it that it's a little tougher matchup.
The question with the Raiders that I have for everybody is, after this year, are they going to keep their interim head coach, or are the Raiders just going to basically say, okay, you're done. Let's go find a really good NFL coach that can turn the Raiders around.
They can't keep him. What are you kidding me? No freaking way. He's an intern coach as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, he coached Miami for a couple of years. Didn't do too hot.
He coached the Cowboys too and didn't do too hot, did he?
Well, he was a coach there. He wasn't the head coach.
Was that
but
Tony
he was like
Sparano?
Bill Parcells.
Tony Sparano. Yeah, he thinks he's from the Sparanos.
Yeah.
Or the Sparanos, or whatever the hell.
Oakland is a great example of firing your coaches after 1 year or 2 years. They can't keep any consistency there. And you compare them to Green Bay. Did you guys hear this last week when the Green Bay played Chicago? They have 5 free agents on their team. Otherwise, they're all drafted players on Green Bay's team. They have 5 players where Chicago had over 30 free agents compared to 5 free agents for Green Bay.
Man. That's crazy.
I know. That's how you keep a team. That's why Green Bay's always so good. They may not win the Super Bowl every year, but they're a good, solid team. And I think you can't keep getting rid of players and coaches like the Raiders and Cleveland Browns do.
Right. Well, I don't think they'll be getting rid of the Cleveland Brown coach. And if you notice, St. Louis is starting to do pretty well under Jeff Fisher, so he ain't going to go anywhere for a while now. I mean, they just beat freaking Denver, and now they're going to play San Diego in San Diego this week. Holy freaking moly.
I know. It's crazy.
And then here's another question with the Raiders. Will they win a game, or are they going to be like the 2008 Detroit Lions? Because they are 6 losses away from being 0-16 for the Oakland Raiders.
What was the last 0-16 team?
That's the Detroit Lions, 2008, and that was the year you and I started, Jeff. And you and I know that when we started doing Sports World Radio together, we always kept on going and talking about the Lions losing every game, and that's exactly what happened.
Well, I bet you that that 2008 Lions team is praying to God that Oakland loses every freaking game. right now.
I'm looking at their schedule. I don't see a winnable game for them.
Who do they play
They
next?
play Kansas City this week.
On
They
Thursday
go to,
night.
In
Yeah,
Kansas
Thursday
City.
night. Then
Oh,
they go
in
to
Oakland.
St. Louis.
Okay.
And then they play San Francisco.
Wow.
At Kansas City.
Wow.
Versus Buffalo.
Oof.
And at Denver.
They could win Buffalo.
They're not going to win. I
They
don't
might
see them
win-
winning the game.
they might
unless
win the
Denver
Buffalo
makes
game.
the playoffs and they sit all their players.
They might win the Buffalo game. I could see him beating
could.
Buffalo.
Buffalo's not bad. They're not great, but they're not a bad team.
I could see him beating Buffalo, but you're right. That Denver game they might win because why put Peyton in that if they've already clinched everything?
Yeah, if they've already made it, they're going to sit their players like they usually do.
Right. So they might.
So
win
they
that
could
game.
possibly win that game and be 1-15. But still, they're going to have the top pick in the draft.
Right. Who are they going to pick? A
Again.
quarterback?
They just spent a top pick on David Carr or Derek Carr, whatever the heck his name is.
Yeah, exactly. And he ain't doing too good, is he?
Well, he's a first-year guy, and they don't have any players around him, so I expect him to struggle.
Well, they have a running back. Come on, they got MJD.
Oh, what has he done? He's past his prime like 5 years ago.
Sean's like, I can't believe Jeff just said that.
And well, if you're going to go there, you might as well go with the other guy, Darren McFadden.
Because
He hadn't had a good year since he left Arkansas.
Sean knows how much I can't stand that dude. Right,
So
Sean?
you don't like that little guy?
Huh?
You don't like the little guy?
MJD? No, we're not especially when he was with Jacksonville either. I mean,
Maurice Jones-Drew.
Yeah, when he was with Jacksonville, he was the team. Then he left Jacksonville. Now they don't win nothing either. Right? What they win? What's Jacksonville won? One game so far this year?
Yeah, they won one
They're
game
1-9.
this year, and Josh got the point for that because he picked the Cleveland Browns to lose against the Jaguars. And
So Jacksonville beat Cleveland. Whoopee-doo. Whoopee-doo-doo. They haven't beaten anybody else.
And y'all thought they were going to beat the Cowboys. Come on.
I did. I thought because the game was in London. That's why. That's why.
That's funny.
That's why. 'Cause Jacksonville's going to get spanked this week. They play Indianapolis.
Yeah.
And Cleveland's playing Atlanta. So Cleveland's got that division right there, okay? That division. Okay. How does Cincinnati be in first? Well, first of all, they're all 6-4 except for Cincinnati, who's 6-3-1, and they're in first place in that division. How the hell's that happen?
Like I said earlier, I think they go by winning percentage. That's the only thing I can think of because they have a .650 winning percentage, and the teams at 6-4 have a 600 winning percentage.
Correct. I'm looking right. You're absolutely correct.
That's the only thing I can even think of why the Cincinnati's ahead.
6-3, and you want to know something? Cincinnati, Baltimore, and Pittsburgh are 4-1 at home, and Cleveland's 4-2 at home. That's nuts.
It's going to be a wild ride in that division to come down to the end. And they, like I said, there's 6 teams going for the last 2 positions in the wild card in the AFC. And Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and Cleveland are all there.
6-3-1, and they're leading the division. Exactly. What?
That's ties don't. Like I said, I was talking with Frank about this. Ties don't hurt you. They don't hurt at all. As we see, Cincinnati's leading the division, and they tied a game that they probably should have lost. But yet, here they are, leading the division.
A double A.
6-3-1.
A double A. A double A. The Jags don't play the Giants next week. They play Indy this week.
And speaking of this Double A, you can put yourself on mute, Double A. I know you're not happy about this game. The Philadelphia Eagles yesterday went into Green Bay thinking, you know what? They could overtake Dallas and lead the NFC East till next weekend. Wasn't the case. The Packers destroy the Eagles 53-20.
And I got that game right, too. I picked Green Bay.
Yep.
I picked Green Bay, too.
Mark Sanchez was 26 of 44, 346 yards, 2 touchdown passes, and 2 interceptions.
Look at Sean taking us right back where we need to go, you freaking rat bastard, you.
Well, Double A doesn't. He wants me to get it over with. I know he would because this was a tough loss for the Philadelphia Eagles. I was thinking of Double A and Browning the whole day yesterday.
That's okay, Double A. I pick the Giants every week. You think I'm not picking them against Jags? You're crazy.
They I've never seen a team like this the last 2 weeks have put 50 points up the last 2 games. It's unbelievable. They're on a roll right now.
The question is, would Green Bay and Arizona meet for the NFC Championship game? Could Green Bay be the big challenge against the Cardinals there, Nick?
I think so. If they keep playing like this, they're playing great.
Well,
looking at their schedule, they have a pretty easy schedule except for New England, Week 13.
Right. Well, they play. Who do they play next week? Green Bay. They play Miami, Minnesota.
At Minnesota.
Right?
At Minnesota.
That's an easy.
And then they get 2 home games, New England and Atlanta. Then they go to Buffalo, to Tampa Bay, and at home versus Detroit.
Well, wait a minute.
Wow.
Don't rule out Detroit, because Detroit is tied with Green Bay in the NFC North.
Right. Correct, you bastard.
And that right there, that last game, I believe, is going to determine who wins that NFC North division between Detroit and Green Bay. And, of course, the Packers are at home,
right.
Nick. And you got to remember, Detroit, real quickly, they beat Green Bay back in Week 3 this year. You can sense and know that Green Bay wants revenge against the Lions for that Week 17 matchup.
Speaking of Detroit, Sean, Detroit got spanked by Arizona 14-6. That's
and
disgusting.
Detroit's got to go to New England this week.
Correct.
That's right.
So there could be another loss for them.
Right. By the time they get to Green Bay, they could be sitting up at Green Bay looking at them in second place. Detroit. You know that as well as I do.
I think they win that division.
Hey, for all you people who are listening to us and you don't have a Spreaker account and you want to hang out in our chat room, head on over to Spreaker.com, get yourself a free account, type in Sports World Radio, and come on over and hang out in our chat room. Just click the bubble right there. The chat room will open up and start talking like all these other rat bastards in there. Ebo's in there, and Josh is in there, and Double A is in there, and Nicholas is in there. I'm in there. Sean's in there, and there's a whole bunch of other people in there. Come on over and hang out with us. What do you got for me next, Sean? Hey, you know what, Sean? Let's run to a commercial break. We'll keep Nicholas a little bit longer. On the other commercial break, we'll finish up the games.
Okay.
Sound like a plan there, Nick?
Sounds like a winner chicken dinner.
All right. On that note, we'll be right back after this quick break. You're listening to Jeff Escow, Showman, and Nicholas Spiva on
Sports World Radio.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Home fires occur most often in winter. Keep anything that can catch fire at least 3 feet from heating equipment. And never use an oven to heat your home. Stay in the kitchen when frying, grilling, or broiling food. Turn space heaters off when you leave the room or go to bed. Make sure all vents are clear of snow and ice to allow carbon monoxide to vent outside. Have your furnace, heating system, and chimneys serviced each year by a qualified professional. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
What kind of person gets to work in the sunshine instead of an office? This kind of person. I am the new way to work. I do have an office. I'm just not chained to it. It's a Regis office at one of the nicest addresses in the city. I don't have a lease, so I don't have to budget for stuff like phones, IT guys, and artwork for the lobby. Instead, I pay one low monthly rate that gives me a beautiful lobby that impresses my clients, a friendly receptionist, a fully furnished office, a place to meet, and a place to brainstorm with my fellow new way to workers. We wonder why more people don't realize that the new way to work is the best way to work. I come here because I want to, not because I have to. I am the new way to work, and I'd like you to join me.
Start now and get 1 month free. Call 1-800-OFFICES or visit regis.com/TV.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Showman, Nicholas Spiva, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk on the internet each and every Monday through Friday, right here on SportsWorldRadio.com, 6 p.m. on the east, 3 p.m. on the west. And if you live in the Central, Sean?
If you live in the Central, figure it out for yourself.
It's 5 o'clock.
Whatever Nicholas says. And if you're a mountain dweller, oh well.
Go.
The Sunday night football game on NBC, the last one for this week. And, of course, we got the Monday night football game tonight. The New England Patriots at the Indianapolis Colts. And I was a very happy man when I found out that the Colts got thumped by the New England Patriots, 42-20.
What do you mean when you found out? What do you mean when you found out? You didn't watch the game?
I was watching it. I'm teasing you.
You found out. Don't give me none of that crap you found out. I know you watched every second of that game.
I did. I had my Patriots gear on,
I'm
too.
sure you did.
I'm curious. What did you do with your Jets gear? Did you give it away to somebody, or did you burn it?
You know what I'm trying to get him to do, Nicholas? I'm trying to get him to send it down here to me so we can give it away to fans.
Yeah, sign it.
That's
exactly
what I said.
Well, let's see. Back when I used to be a Jet fan, let's see. I could just say that if Jeff goes to New York the next time, I could just mail him the Jets gear and I say, "Here, buddies, here, all you Jet fans, here you go."
I have friends in New York that were at that party at the reunion that are Jet fans.
Wait till they hear that Sean was a Jet fan, then he quit for some reason. And then he goes to a Super Bowl winning team.
You know why he quit? Because they brought Tim Tebow on the freaking team. So he left and became a New England Patriot fan. And they brought Tim Tebow to New England, but he didn't leave New England. Why did you leave the Jets, but you didn't leave New England? I never got that story.
Yeah, why did I go back to the Jets? Because they're losing?
No, I am sticking with the Boston teams. The Red Sox had a bad year. You didn't see me jump ship there. Celtics had a bad year. You didn't see me jump ship there. The Bruins lost the postseason. You didn't see me jump ship there. Yeah.
No, I saw you jump ship on the freaking Jets.
Man.
But I want to know, how does a guy who was born and raised in Kansas becomes a New England fan? Patriots fan, Boston Celtic fan, Boston Bruin fan, Boston Red Sox fan. How the hell does that work?
Just because I wanted to. Go talk with Gary about it. You should ask him why he's a Redskin fan. If you're going to get on me, go talk with Gary about it. He lives all the way halfway across the world, and he's a Redskin fan. Give me a break.
There's a difference, you rat bastard. Okay.
Oh yeah, there's a difference.
There's a big difference. You want to know what the difference is? You're the fan of the team. He's a fan of RG3. So if RG3 goes play for somebody else, he's going to be the fan of that team. Just like Andrew Browning Bastard, who's a listener to our show. He was a fan of the Miami Heat because LeBron James was there. When LeBron went back to Cleveland, now he's a fan of Cleveland. He's not a fan of either team. He's a LeBron James fan. See, me, I'm a New York Knicks fan and a New York Giants fan. Don't matter who plays on the team because I'm a team fan. That's the difference.
With you. I've been a Cowboy fan all my life.
That's the difference, you rat bastards.
Dadgummit, Sean, you got them all worked up now.
Yeah, well, I'm used to it. It doesn't bother me one bit. I just blow it off.
You shake it off. You like Taylor Swift. You just shake it off.
Yeah, that's right. Shake it off. There you go. Tom Brady last night, 19 of 30, 257 yards, 2 touchdown passes, 2 interceptions. Andrew Luck was 23 of 39, 303 yards passing, 2 touchdown passes, and 1 interception as the Patriots finally snap a 3-game losing streak to Indianapolis. They had not won at the Lucas Oil Stadium in the Belichick-Brady era.
How about that running back they found for New England? Holy mackerel. That guy had a great game.
Jonas Gray, he was
Jonas
great.
Gray. Do you know he was a part-time comedian? He opened up at a comedy club for Screech from Saved by the Bell.
Did he really?
Yeah. I found out today, getting ready for the show, looking about Jonas Gray. Unbelievable. He opened up for Screech, that old guy. So he had an amazing game. I bet everybody now is breaking their keyboards to get him on fantasy football. Because 4 touchdowns and almost 200 yards in your debut game, unbelievable.
Unstinking believable, man. Wow.
And you know what? If they find a running game, I think they'll be unstoppable. It pains me to say that. I don't like New England at all.
Oh, come on.
But if they find a good running game, if he can keep that up the rest of the year, they're going to be a tough team to beat.
They will be a tough team to beat. And ever since that game against Kansas City, and everybody giving me heck about it, saying, "Oh, the Patriots are gone. They're gonna." I said, "No, you just wait and see. They'll get on a big winning streak and get on a roll, and they won't stop rolling." And that's exactly what they've done. They've won 6 straight games, and they have just been unstoppable. Now,
I bet,
the last.
I bet Belichick's found a way to find a new hidden camera trick or something.
Oh, jeez. The next game we get to in the AFC East, this was the Thursday night game. The Miami Dolphins, Jeff and Nick, they prevail by a score of 22-9 against the Bills. Ryan Tannehill, that's some quarterback.
Yeah, he's looking pretty good. He's got the Dolphins playing well. They'll be a wild card team. I think they're going to be a wild card team for sure. They're not going to win the division, but they should be in the wild card.
I was watching that game on the plane.
The Dolphins improved to 6-4, their best record after 10 games since 2008. The biggest question now is, can Miami go into Denver and beat the Broncos next weekend? That's a big question.
Hey, you know what? Now I know why Southwest lets you let your bags fly for free.
Charges for internet or something?
No, they let your bags fly for free because they lose them. Bastards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lost my bags. I didn't get my bag in New York, man. I was without my clothes for 2 days.
That's not good.
No, I know. But coming home, they had no problem getting my bag to me. I wish it was the other way around. I don't mind losing my bag when I get home to San Diego, but not, I had my carton of cigarettes in there. I had nothing, man. I was screwed. Screwed like a pooch. And I told my friend Arlene the Monday before I left, that Southwest was going to lose my bags going to New York. And sure enough, they did. My bag ended up in Houston.
That's a little far away from where you're at.
Oh, boy, that's happened before.
Dumbasses. Now I know why Southwest lets them fly for free. Because they lose them.
And for the Bills, too, Nick, going back to it, does Buffalo have a chance, or are you starting to kind of see that they're starting to fade, just like we've seen from years past?
I think they may be starting to fade. Even though they have some good players, they're just it's too much competition right now. They're at 5-5. They're behind Houston, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, San Diego, and Miami. They play in the East, so they still they still have to play New England again, don't they? Yeah, they play New England the last game of the year.
Yep, and they've always had trouble winning in New England.
Man, they still have to play the Jets. That's a winnable game. They play Cleveland. Then they play at Denver versus Green Bay, at Oakland, and at New England. So I think their playoff run is done.
I think so, too. I think their run is done and that they are just pretty much saying goodbye again, and that the Bills haven't been the same since the Jim Kelly days.
You know, that they try to get a quarterback, E.J. Manuel. He doesn't work out. I don't know what's going to happen next year, but they bring in Kyle Orton from the couch, and he plays as good as he's been playing. I don't know what they're going to do at quarterback. They spent a big first-round pick on E.J. Manuel, and so far he's not working out.
Nope, he is not. And, of course, for the Bills, they just they've got a lot of rebuilding. I don't know how far they are, Nick, from really being a serious contender. Everybody says with the Buffalo Bills that, watch out, they're coming, they're going to do well, and then they just start losing games and start choking.
Yeah, they have some good players. I mean, Sammy Williams is a good player. I think he may be in the running for Rookie of the Year. He's had a great year. C.J. Spiller at running back. If they can just get a consistent play at quarterback, they might be okay because they have a pretty decent defense. I mean, it's not the greatest defense, but it's not bad.
In other news, that concludes all the games for the NFL because tonight's game is Pittsburgh and Tennessee. Double A has some breaking news. Veteran catcher Russell Martin, ladies and gentlemen, has agreed to a 5-year, $82 million deal with the Toronto Blue Jays. Sources confirmed to ESPN's Buster Olney.
How about that there, Wes? You like that?
Yeah. Wes, you just lost Russell Martin.
You like them apples right there? There you go, right down the tubes. Bloop.
And Nick, what do you think? Does that make the Blue Jays a serious threat in the American League East next year?
I don't know. It could be. I don't know how good Russell Martin is. I remember his days with the Dodgers. Then he moved over to the Yankees. So I don't know. It could be. They weren't the Blue Jays okay this year? I didn't follow the Blue Jays very much, but
They were okay. They were in contention for a while, and then they just by August they started folding. They started playing bad ball down the stretch.
that's a tough division. I mean, you still have depending on what happens with the Red Sox. If they sign Pablo Sandoval,
Oh, I hope that happens. Oh
maybe
yeah.
they get John Lester back.
Oh yeah.
That's they could be tough again. You have the Orioles in there. You never know what's going to happen with the Yankees. That's just a tough division to win, especially now that the Orioles are playing good. Good.
Well, my opinion about the Yankees, real quickly, I think heading into next year they're in trouble because they face a lot of uncertainty. Because then they figure out, well, who's going to be the next Derek Jeter? Who replaced Derek Jeter? That's going to be the big question. Then, of course, the whole thing is going to be on Alex Rodriguez when he steps on the field and how people are going to react to him. It's not going to be very pretty, I don't think.
No, and after the revelation came out that he paid his cousin a life for him,
Yeah.
$1 million or something.
Yeah, it was like a million.
That's not gonna be pretty at all when he comes back. And he was already doing bad anyway. He sit out a year. I don't think he's gonna be any good.
Nope,
I don't think so either.
I really don't either.
How
So
about them
yeah,
apples?
the Yankees could be in the gutter for a couple years, which is fine with me.
That's fine by me, too.
There you go.
And 29 minutes
Yeah, let's
after the
run
hour,
to
we got to run to our second commercial break.
Yeah, that's right. And you know what, Nicholas? We're going to head you on out. We got all the games in, and we talked about we didn't talk about tonight's game, though, right?
Well, it's Tennessee taking on Pittsburgh, and I picked the Tennessee Titans because, hey, Wes,
Did you really?
I did message you a few weeks ago when they lost to the Jets. Wes was very upset, Jeff.
Who are you taking in tonight's game?
I took Pittsburgh.
I'll take Tennessee.
They'll get back on it. They'll right the ship and they'll beat Tennessee.
No, I go with the upset special. There is something wrong there in the Berg, as Wes would say.
They'll get it right tonight. I think Pittsburgh wins because Tennessee doesn't even have a quarterback. I mean, they got that Benberger from LSU. I'd be pretty upset if I was a Pittsburgh fan they lost tonight.
Right.
Jeff, who you taking, bud?
I'm taking Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh loses to Tennessee tonight. There's a problem.
Well, he was upset. Wes was upset. He said this to me on Facebook Messenger. He goes, Sean, it's not fair. The Steelers always get against the teams that aren't very good. It makes me upset, and the officials are horrible.
Well, stop playing down to the team that you're playing, and maybe you'll win the game, huh? And you want to know something, Wes? Check this out, Wes. If Pittsburgh loses tonight, they're in last place in your division. So they better not freaking
I think
lose.
it may be over for Pittsburgh if they lose tonight.
Yeah, they better not freaking lose tonight.
What's going to happen with those terrible towels? You'll have to put the yellow towel away for another year.
They're going to
burn them.
They're going to be using them to wipe
Light them on fire and just burn them.
Oh, you know what they're going to do? They're going to use them to wipe the snot from their nose because it's going to be so freaking cold. Hey, we're going to run to our final update of the day. Here's Sean Mann. Take it away, buddy, with the final. This update is brought to you by Keurig-Coffeemachines.com. You need coffee, you need tea. Hey, you even need a new coffee machine? Head on over to Keurig-Coffeemachines.com to get your Keurig Coffee Machines products today. Hey, Nicholas, thank you so much for joining us, pal.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. It's been a blast.
We'll talk to you next Monday, buddy.
All right, sounds good.
All right, there goes our good friend Nicholas Totoro. Take it away, Sean Mann, with the final update of the day.
All right, Jeff, thank you very much. Let's start in the NHL on this final update. The Tampa Bay Lightning and the New York Rangers right now, first period with 6 minutes and 18 seconds, actually 5 minutes and 45 seconds in the first period. The Lightning lead 1-0. That's the only NHL game tonight. Actually, now it's 2-0 Lightning. They just got another goal in the first period. In the NBA, there's 9 games for tonight. The Mavericks, who are 7-3, playing really good basketball of late, taking on the Hornets tonight. The Charlotte Hornets, 32-24. The Mavericks lead that game with 56 seconds remaining in the first quarter. The Denver Nuggets taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers tonight. The Cavaliers lead 21-20 with 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Other games, you got the Phoenix Suns at the Boston Celtics, Miami Heat at the Brooklyn Nets, Orlando Magic at the Detroit Pistons, Houston Rockets at the Memphis Grizzlies, Philadelphia 76ers at the San Antonio Spurs, the New Orleans Pelicans at the Portland Trailblazers. And lastly, it'll be the Chicago Bulls taking on the Los Angeles Clippers. In Major League Baseball, Russell Martin has agreed to a contract and a deal, $82 million with the Toronto Blue Jays. It's a 5-year deal. Sources told ESPN's Buster Olney. That came in just a few minutes ago on Sports World Radio in all the sports tickers. The Marlins and Giancarlo Stanton agreed to a 13-year, $325 million contract as the hot stove, ladies and gentlemen, is in full swing. The Detroit Tigers catcher, Alex Avila, the Tigers will bring him back. $5.4 million option for 2015 has been exercised by the Detroit Tigers. The Boston Red Sox are making some moves too, possibly. Third baseman Pablo Sandoval, who just won the World Series championship for the Giants a few weeks ago, is in Boston meeting with the Boston Red Sox, and it is possible that if a deal gets reached, he'd be going from the National League to the American League. But his choices are just these two teams, the Red Sox and, of course, the team he helped win a World Series, the San Francisco Giants. Tonight, Monday Night Football, it'll be the Tennessee Titans hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers. That game starts at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 5:30 p.m. Pacific Time on ESPN. That's the last update of the day for Sports World Radio. This update was brought to you by Keurig.coffeemachines.com. When we come back from the commercial break, more sports talk with Jeff Eskow and Sean Mann.
Welcome to the Man Manual. Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think. Synergistic integration. Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Eskow, man, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk. I can guarantee it on the internet. And you know what else I can guarantee? You've never heard a sports show like this before in your freaking life, and you never will. You know why? Because nobody does a sports show like me, and nobody ever will. Right, Sean?
Right on.
All right, what do you got for me next, pal?
All right, the next thing we got, the Skippy Bayless Bash Hour.
I've been waiting for this.
Here we go.
Bring that bitch.
Skippy said that with Manziel at quarterback, the Browns would win the division.
Shut up. You're an idiot. You really are an idiot, aren't you? You really are a freaking idiot. Wow.
Skippy Bayless said that Charles Barkley is better than Michael Jordan.
Oh. What are you, a freaking moron? What the hell are you smoking over there?
You know perfectly well how Jeff feels about Charles Barkley.
Barkley is better than Michael Jordan. In what? Sucking cock?
Yeah, Jeff's listened to him on TNT. Maybe he was good with his basketball days, but he's not very good as an analyst.
Charles Barkley didn't win crap except for an MVP award when he was an NBA player. No freaking championships. Well, Michael's won a bunch of them, okay? Charles Barkley sucks as an NBA commentator, blows donkey dick on freaking TNT. They should get rid of his ass, and can't play golf or the donkey dick.
Charles Barkley, yeah, he hasn't never even played against Michael Jordan in the '93 NBA Finals, and the Bulls.
It's a stupid statement. You know something? You're just full of stupid shit, aren't you?
Skippy Bayless said that my Dallas Cowboys will make a statement on Thanksgiving.
I hope they lose, because I'm going to stick it in your face when they do, you dumbass. I can't stand him. He drives me bonkers.
Skippy Bayless said that LeBron James makes Jordan look like a D-League player.
It's a different era of basketball, you schmuck. If LeBron James played in the same era as Michael Jordan did, LeBron James wouldn't last 2 freaking minutes. You know why? Because back then they were able to beat the living crap out of you. Now they can't even freaking put a fingernail on you. It's a different league. Get the hell out of here, Skip Bayless. You don't know what you're talking about. Put LeBron James in the same era as Michael Jordan and watch LeBron James get eaten up by Michael Jordan just by pure strength alone, pushing him around. He would get his ass handed to him. Schmuck.
Skippy Bayless said that the New York Knicks are an embarrassment to the NBA.
No, they're just an embarrassment to New York. That's all. Just an embarrassment to New York. And Skip, you knew this was going to happen in the first year with everything that's going on anyway. So sit there, shut up, and suck it up.
Skippy Bayless said that the New York Knicks shouldn't be allowed to play games at Madison Square Garden.
Jeff Escal says Skippy Bayless shouldn't be allowed on the radio. That's the same statement. That's the same thing you just said about the Knicks. You shouldn't be allowed on TV. Or you shouldn't be allowed in the ESPN studios. Same freaking thing. Makes no sense, does it? Jackass.
Well, he probably would say, I know what I'm talking about, and I see the Knicks as a complete disaster, and I live here in New York.
You knew it was going to be that way this year. You knew. Every Knick fan knows it's going to be that way this year. Because they got no freaking money till next year, you schmuck. If you were a true Knick fan, you would know that, jackass.
Skippy Bayless said that if LeBron was in the Michael Jordan era, he would have won more championships than Michael.
Shut up. You're an idiot. You're just a freaking true blue idiot. A true blue idiot. That's what you are.
Skippy Bayless said that my New England Patriots will be in the Super Bowl this year.
Lots of luck with that. Now all of a sudden they're his New England Patriots?
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Has he said my Arizona Cardinals yet?
No, he hasn't.
Well, wait. It's coming. It's coming. You know it's coming. He hasn't said it, right? It's coming. Watch. I guarantee you it's coming.
Skippy Bayless said that my San Francisco Giants will win the World Series next year.
It's coming. It's coming, ain't it?
Yeah, it is coming. I'm just waiting for him to say it.
He's going to say my Arizona Cardinals. He hasn't said it. He hasn't said it in the first 10 games, has he? They're 9-1, right? Watch what happens. I'm telling you.
Just like this year's World Series when he said my Kansas City Royals.
I'm telling you, it's coming. He will say it. He will say it. Because that's how he does stuff, man.
So yeah, and how about this, Jeff? Skippy Bayless came out and said today that my San Francisco Giants will win the World Series next year.
You're an idiot. They don't win it on the odd seasons, you jackass. Only in the even year seasons, schmuck. They probably won't even make the playoffs. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, they won the World Series in 2010 and didn't make the playoffs in 2011. Won the World Series in 2012. Didn't make the playoffs in 2013. Oh, and they won the World Series this year. So, according to that, they're going to not make the playoffs next year and win the World Series the year after that, you freaking idiot.
And then he says, let's see, Skippy Bayless said he's coming off the RG3 bandwagon.
Oh, see? See? He used the word bandwagon, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
He's a bandwagon fan. He's a true bandwagon fan. He even admits it himself.
Skippy Bayless was rooting for Green Bay to beat Philadelphia, then got off their bandwagon.
See? That's all he does. He hops on and he hops off. He's getting ready to hop on the Arizona Cardinal bandwagon, boys and girls. And if I was you, I'd be pissed.
Hop like a bunny. Yeah.
That's right. If I was an Arizona Cardinal fan, I'd be pissed. Because he's going to hop on that bandwagon, and before you know it, he's going to call the Arizona Cardinals my Arizona Cardinals. It is coming. I'm telling you, it's coming. Watch that. Hey, we're going to run to our final break of the day. You're listening to Jeff Escow and Sean Mann on
Sports World Radio.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family.
We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us. And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too. Don't wait until it's too late.
Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to the final segment of the show. Sean Mann, Jeff Escow bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. So join us every Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. on the East, 3 p.m. on the West. And if you happen to live in the Central.
If you live in the Central, figure it out for yourself.
Oh, there it is right there. Right there. All right, Sean, what do you got for me next there, Skippy Bayless Jr.?
Skippy Bayless said that my Dallas Cowboys will prove the doubters wrong.
He's not. It's not going to happen.
He would say, well, yeah, but check, take a look at the records.
I don't really
he'd
care.
Probably would say, look who's in first place in the NFC East.
I don't really care. You know why? Because this is the time of the year where the Dallas Cowboys start to go whoop, right down the toilet. So they need all the wins they can get before they start going down the toilet. They're 7-3. They got 6 games left. All right.
Right.
Okay. 6 games left. So the worst they can end up is what?
The worst that they could end up would be
7-9, right?
7-9, or maybe see another epic 8-8.
Or another epic 8-8. But the worst they can end up is 7-9 or 8-8. That's the worst. Correct?
Yep.
We'll see what happens. I'd like to see him start. Well, you know, I'd like to see it start to happen this week, where they start to make their demise right through November and all through December. Lose all the next 5 games. How beautiful would that be?
And then Skip would come up with an excuse or a reason about it and
right.
say, "Oh, don't worry, they'll be back next year."
He'd jump off the bandwagon.
Skippy Bayless said that Bill Parcells can't save the New York Giants.
Can't save anybody. He's not with anybody.
He's not with the Giants, Skippy.
He's not with the
Good
Giants.
grief.
He's not with the freaking Patriots. He's not with the Rams. He's not with the Saints. He can't save anybody. You know why? Because he's not in the league no more. Stupid comment.
Skippy Bayless said that the New York Football Giants are worse than the Jets.
Might be.
Skippy Bayless said that MetLife Stadium should be torn down.
Why? Because you don't like it?
He probably would say, yeah, he goes, I don't like it. It doesn't have good concession stands. It's probably just not a good area to go, a good place to watch football.
It's not. It is a good place to watch football. What's the matter? You're pissed because the Jets and the Giants share it?
He's probably like saying, well, why don't both teams just move back to New York?
Because Giants haven't played in New York since freaking 70s, you dumbass. The hell's the matter with you?
And the Jets haven't played in New York since the early 80s.
Right. The hell's the matter with this guy? I thought he was supposed to be a sports guy.
Skippy Bayless said, my Boston Red Sox will miss the playoffs. And Skippy, eat your words. You don't know anything about baseball, do you?
I'd like to see that.
Oh, yeah, you would like to see that. Well, you got your wish, Jeff, because the Red Sox and Yankees didn't make the playoffs this year.
No. And you know what else? You know what other wish I'm going to get too?
What?
The Cowboys and Browns won't be in the Super Bowl.
Such putting Sports World Radio on the line for that.
Me like doing that all the time, too.
Skippy Bayless said that New York sports is at its lowest point right now.
Well, so is he. So what's the big deal?
He probably would say, well, look, Jeff, look at the records. You've got the Giants who are 3-7. You got the Jets 2-8. The Mets and Yankees didn't even make the playoffs. Hockey is off to a little bit of a rough start for the Rangers and for the Islanders. So what do you say about that?
You know what I say about that? You bitch and moan when the Yankees and the Mets and Rangers and the Islanders and all the Knicks teams and all the New York teams are doing good and they're in the playoffs year after year after year. You bitch and moan because we're getting tired of seeing that. So when they're not in, you bitch and moan. Make up your goddamn mind. That's all. Make up your freaking mind. Either you want them in or you don't want them. It's kind of nice not having them in every year, isn't it? Let some other teams win, you freaking jackass.
That's right.
I never met anybody talk out of both sides of his mouth than you. You talk out of your mouth and you talk out of your ass at the same time. How do you do that? And how does the ESPN let you get away with crap like this? Unstinking believable. I just don't understand it.
Because he's probably like saying, because I know more sports than you people. I know how to get my facts straight.
You prove that you're a lot stupider than us. That's what you prove each and every day you open up your mouth and talk about sports, Skip Bayless, you freaking jackass. Can't stand him. Cannot stand him. What else you got for me, Sean?
Well, we were talking about the bunny one right there, that he hops like a bunny, and then Josh said Adam Rose bunny, Jeff?
Screw him and his bunny, too. I'm getting tired of that crap, too. Hey, WWE, put it back the way it used to be. You got a freaking bunny. You got some other thing going. Hey, I'm getting tired of this crap. 3 hours of freaking Monday Night Raw every Monday night, and then you got a pay-per-view that's only 2.5 hours. Does that make any freaking sense? Jackasses. Wonder why you're losing money, Vince McMahon. You don't know what the freak you're doing. Here's my rant on that. What else you got for me?
That's the end of the Skippy
Thank
Bayless
God.
Bash Hour, and I'm pretty sure tomorrow there'll be a lot more with
I'm
more
sure
of his
there will.
excuses.
I'm sure there will. Every time that guy opens up his mouth, he says something stupid.
Jeff
Sticks his
just
foot
wants
in
to
it.
take him up and eat him up alive.
Sticks his foot in it every freaking time. Every freaking time. You know? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Wow, huh? Unbelievable. I can't stand that guy. I really can't. Hey, if you want to send an email to Sports World Radio, send it to swrshow@gmail.com. That's swrshow@gmail.com. What else you got for me there, Dingleberry?
Let's see. We'll talk about this next big move coming out of Miami, Florida. The Miami Marlins have made some big news today. Giancarlo Stanton has agreed to a 13-year, $325 million contract to remain with the Miami Marlins.
That's a lot of money. How much you want to make a bet that the Miami Marlins end up not finishing that contract and somebody else is paying that contract? He gets traded somewhere along the line and somebody else is finishing that contract, just like with Alex Rodriguez.
Yeah, I believe this is going to be temporary. I don't believe this is going to stay.
That's ridiculous, man.
Stay for a long time. It is ridiculous.
325
but the Marlins were doing whatever they could to keep him.
Sean, what was it? 325 or 385?
$325 million.
That's ridiculous, man. That's ridiculous.
Well, I don't feel there won't be very much hope next year for the Marlins. I don't believe that they are a very serious contender in the National League East. I'd have to probably say that the Nationals will have more of the edge over the Braves, the Mets, and the Marlins.
That's ridiculous. You know something? That's freaking ridiculous, man. I don't get that one bit.
Some of them that's the way players look at it. They say, "Oh, we're in it for the money. We're not in it for the championships. All we want is to be paid millions of dollars. We're in it for the money."
In it for the money, huh?
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
Josh he calls it the dumbest contract of all time.
It is the dumbest contract of all time. Yeah, and they're not even going to be paying that contract, so I don't know why they made something like that.
Yeah, and of course, think about it. The Marlins' 2014 payroll of $52.3 million was the lowest in the majors. The last time they spent big was before the 2012 season, the first in their new ballpark. Then came another salary purge, intensifying fan animosity toward Laura, however you say it. Good luck with saying it.
Yeah, you can't even say it, can you?
No, I
can't even say it, can you, you rat bastard?
The Marlins this year finished the season with a 77-85 record, but ended a 3-year streak of last-place finishes in the National League East Division.
Yeah, our program director, producer of the show, they can't even fill a freaking stadium, man. How can they afford this guy and still fill a team?
The Marlins are like a team that, it's like watching a minor league baseball game.
That's a bunch of crap.
It is.
That's a bunch of crap. Dude, you're a jackass. Okay, buddy? That's all I got to say to you. I don't understand that. And Marlins and the Marlin owner, you're a dummy too. Who's that, Jeff Lowry?
I think so.
You're an idiot. No wonder why your team sucks, because you're running like a freaking crap businessman.
Well, I remember in 97 and 2003 when the Marlins went to the World Series, they didn't even sell out their games. They only sold them out. The Marlins were like the biggest threat. They were the team that was, made it to the postseason, won their 2 World Series, but they don't sell out. That Miami's more of what you call the basketball town with Miami Heat, and of course the football town with the Miami Dolphins.
It has been and always will be that way.
Yeah, it's not much of what I consider a baseball town.
Never been much of a baseball town. Never. And that's just the way it is out there. Get used to it. So you give a guy $325 million?
Yeah.
That's really smart business right there, you dumbass. Unstinking believable. Hey, don't forget, all you college basketball fans, 24-hour basketball is coming up. Opening night in college basketball, men's college basketball is coming up. They'll be playing nothing but college basketball on all ESPN networks for the next 24 hours. Starts tonight, I believe, and goes all night long. You know who's going to be watching a lot of basketball, don't you?
Oh, you will be, Jeff. I know you've just been itching for the NCAA to start, and now with the NBA in full swing.
I watched the Rick Pitino versus Rick Pitino matchup Saturday. That was awesome to watch. That was awesome. Hey, I want to thank everybody for listening to us today. I'm glad we are back. We had a lot of fun doing today's show. Everybody out there in New York, I love you guys. Thank you for the great reunion. I had a blast. Keep in touch with me. I do this every freaking Monday through Friday. Come and listen to us, 6 o'clock your time. SportsWorldRadio.com. Come and listen. Call us, send us emails, whatever you want. Thank you guys so much. Remember, you only have one life to live. Live it long, live it strong, and live it proud. And please don't forget, life may suck, but the alternative is unacceptable. Peace out, everybody. Have a great night. Enjoy the football game tonight. We will see you tomorrow. For Sean Mann, I'm Jeff Escow. This has been Sports World Radio. Peace out, bitches.
Goodbye.
Hey, boys, Stimpy. We sure had fun today, didn't we? So long, kids. Come on, Stimpy, say goodbye.
Where are we going?
The show's